Ladies and gentlemen, Democrats might never again win a presidential election. That's not hyperbole. They might never again win a presidential election. If you have a political party so corrupt and inept, and arrogant, and if you have so many narcissists and so many people who think they're morally superior and so many people who actually look at every scandal and controversy as an example of moral relativism, then if you have this type of paradigm and a computer, if a computer is lost, or a computer is for the second straight election held by the Federal Bureau of Investigation, there's no way you can win an election. Forget about the fact that Trump has their number. Forget about the fact that Botox B, the exhumed body, and his son, Caligula, are just horrendous security threats. Forget about the fact that you have Democrats who cheated Bernie Sanders and cheated him again in 20, not only in 2016, but in 2020. And then expect to go in with enthusiasm. They're done. And now you have President Trump with the former New York mayor handing him the election victory. He was always going to win. But this is actually even more of a... it'll be even more of a decisive victory. We're going to have a decisive victory on November 3rd. Subscribe to this channel. Subscribe to H.A. Goodman's other channel. Be here. I have a 1 p.m. live stream and a 9 p.m. live stream every day. Check the channel, H.A. Goodman on YouTube. Subscribe. Tell your friends to subscribe. We're at 150,000 subs. Let's get to 160. I know I don't do a lot of uploads, and YouTube rewards uploads in terms of subscribers more so than live streams. But tell your friends about this channel. Be on the live streams and subscribe to H.A. Goodman's other channel. If you want to support my voice long term, my Patreon is below. If you want to be part of a newsletter, my website's coming out. It is contactgoodman78@gmail.com. So email me. Ladies and gentlemen, also my Patreon, I don't have $20 million in venture capital funding. So if you want to support me and my work via Patreon, that would be greatly appreciated. But ladies and gentlemen, we have a situation where data, information, videos, photos of debauchery and overt pay-to-play graft schemes, like when you're sitting vice president, similar to when you are actually the Secretary of State of the United States of America, you cannot solicit yourself through other people for business deals or for even meetings. Let's just say that the former vice president never had a business arrangement that ever worked out. Let's just say he never made any money, but of course he did. He went from $200,000 in terms of monetary net worth to over $10 million. You don't do that. If in 2008, they said that he only had $200,000. In 2008, Vanity Fair and a whole bunch of other publications said, okay, he's the poorest senator, and oh my God, he's the poorest senator. He only, he doesn't have that much money. They estimated, and Vanity Fair said that he might have had only about $300,000 in debt to $200,000 plus in terms of money. He then went from $200,000 to, I don't like using the word net worth, but monetary net worth to $10 million. Then he says, oh, well, everyone can see my returns. Well, President Trump has always been on the Forbes wealthiest people list. And they've always talked about how he's either overinflated his income or he's not that rich. And it's now they're saying, well, Trump isn't. They're saying two things. They're contradicting themselves as always. They're saying, well, Trump is not that rich. He's not wealthy. And then they're saying Trump is enriching himself. Well, which one is it? But we know that you don't. He's always been a billionaire since the 80s. He had that Barbara Walters interview, that famous Barbara Walters interview in the 80s, where he had his it was in the 80s where it was him and his wife, and he had the helicopter and everything. Everyone knew that this man was extremely, extremely wealthy for a long time. Okay, for a long time. And you have a situation where Biden goes from $200,000 to $10 million in the span of 12 years. And no one bats an eye on the left. Then you have a dossier that was completely unverified, literally purchased by Trump's direct political rival, utilized by Trump's direct political rivals in government to hound and persecute him. And, set up a special counsel, and they don't bat an eye, they're fine. Meanwhile, you have literally video, not only videos and photos that show character and integrity, but you have Tony Bubala, and the only reason I'm saying Tony Bubala is because I'm sure the algorithm, you can't say his name, because everything is just so fantastic. But Tony Bubala is saying that it's obvious that he has proof and evidence that he's given to the Federal Bureau of Investigation that as a sitting vice president, he tried to foster, or he helped foster business deals by people who are utilizing his family name and his office. So if you are, I guess my point that I was trying to say, if you are soliciting or selling the fact that you could possibly help somebody as a sitting vice president, that's a criminal act. You can't do that. But it's hard to prove it would be a criminal act. It's definitely a national security threat. A server outside of the United States government is an extreme national security threat. These are the same people who fancy themselves the new Cold Warriors. And, you have classified intelligence on Anthony Weiner's laptop. You have business deals that are linked to national intelligence or attempted business deals on this new computer that was sent to the computer repair shop by a person who apparently didn't realize that it could be used against the Democratic Party. And all the while, I'm still keeping my original viewpoint pertaining to who President Trump's challenger will be. But you know what? It's like, if they're so inept and incompetent that they go with Biden, Biden's going to get the Democrats are going to get crushed on November 3rd. They're going to lose to Trump. Trump is going 8 years. President Trump is going to go 8 years. And it's like, there's really no competition. Already in swing states. The Electoral College is Trump's. Now it's just a matter of how decisive the victory. It could be by, 20 or 30 Electoral College votes. It could be like 70 or 80 Electoral College votes, like 2016. It's just a matter of how devastating the political loss will be. The political loss will be cataclysmic. It'll be devastating for Democrats, and they're treacherous. They engage in such treachery, it's unbelievable. And whatever phrase you want to use, the chickens are coming home to roost. Whatever you want to, you reap what you sow. The wicked web we weave. Whatever. You cannot set up and frame an incoming president under the pretext of working with Russia because of Facebook ads, and then find nothing with the special counsel. Then impeach him. Based on the assumption that he pressured a foreign leader, which didn't happen. Asking to look into Biden is not pressuring. And we know now that he should never have been even impeached. This is the biggest story and lesson. He should never have been impeached. And he's going to go 8 years. And President Trump needs to save this country in his second term from the most apoplectic, disgruntled, seething, fuming, morally virtuous liberals. He needs to save this country. You cannot have... I mean, the same people who don't speak to family members and friends are also the same people in the United States government causing mayhem and havoc, and the same people in media fabricating stories, literally now fabricating stories. Give me your thoughts below. Be here on this channel November 3rd and all throughout November. Tell your friends about this channel. Please go ahead and hit subscribe, and make sure you get the notification bell to get all notifications. Thank you so very, very much. Be here November 3rd. Be here at 1 p.m. and 9 p.m. every day for the best live streams, political live streams in all of YouTube. Thank you.